Yeah, that's the fake Keith Lacey. Okay, never mind. Wrong one. Okay, that's what it shows, huh, Colby? Let me check. Okay. The topic is closed. Weird. Okay, I've never seen anything like that, man. I can't wait till we get off Telegram. It's going to be great when we're done with Telegram. So, Colby, you're not able to chat at all in the general chat, you're saying? Reggie S. as promoted. Yeah, Reggie Sullivan. But why would he have closed it? I can't imagine him. He wouldn't have done that on purpose. I wonder if Reggie's here tonight on the call. I don't see him. Yeah, that's Reggie Sullivan. So, okay, but Israel, you're able to post now, obviously. Is Colby able to post? Yeah, that's really weird. How did it get reopened? Let's see. It's showing the general chat as like second. Okay, so Colby still cannot post. This section does show as a menu item now. Huh. I don't know. I'm definitely not the Telegram expert, but we'll ask Cheyenne when he's around. I don't know if Cheyenne is still here, but Cheyenne can look into it and he'll know. Like I said, I can't wait till we get off of the
yeah, me too, man. Can't wait to get off Telegram. Too many scammers on there.
No one should be able to just go in there and close the chat. That's strange. But you said it was Reggie, so I'd like to get a hold of Reggie and see if he knows anything about it, if he was even on there.
Crazy.
Is Reggie listed as an admin? So you reopened it, Lori, okay? And but what I'm asking is, let me see if Reggie show up as an admin? I need to just brush up here. Reggie show up as an admin? General chat's okay on desktop. Okay. He does, Lori. Okay. I don't know what to tell you, but just keep an eye on it, and we'll have Cheyenne check it out, make sure everything's okay. So welcome to the call. Okay, we're running a little late right now. It's about 5 after. I'm going to go ahead and click to record here.
Recording in progress.
Here we go. Okay, as I told you guys last night, we are day to day, and that is still the case. We are still shooting for the 13th election and hopefully the first reveal the 15th. That is still the goal. Hoping and praying we can get there. But I will tell you, there are some issues going on between the auditors and the developers. And, you know, of course, it's all being addressed. And it's just there's this back and forth communication. I mean, those guys know code. I don't know anything about it. But it's just being worked on. All I can tell you, it's just getting there. It's just the progress every day of just getting there. And it's going to get there as soon as we possibly can. We all want to launch last month, but just hasn't happened yet, but it's going to.
We'll get there, man.
So all good. I talked to you guys about doing a presentation tonight and kind of an overview. I'm going to do a little bit different style, though, than usual. Usually I tell you the story and all that stuff, but I want to kind of just break into value from the get-go and kind of get to the short of it to help you guys think about, and for most of you, it's going to be a reminder, but there might be some new people listening right now that I want you to think about what Sosana is, what makes it so special. As you know, it's amazing that Sosana started as a meme coin, because we all know that meme coins from a utility perspective are like worthless. And then it went from a meme coin that we knew would be popular into this amazing project that has a utility that we believe is going to solve the #1 problem in crypto. And that is shiny object syndrome. That's why the name is Sosana, which stands for shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished. If you think about it, Sosana rings true, unfortunately, for most crypto investors, especially ones that get involved now. Even if they start to have a level of success, they just can't maintain that success because they go from one project to the next, to the next, to the next. and they don't really know for sure, how to evaluate those projects. They just kind of roll the dice. Maybe they'll see an influencer tell them that it's a great idea, and by the time they get in, there's already been 100,000 views, so they're not getting in at a good time. What is the number one goal for every crypto investor on the planet? The number one goal, that is to find quality projects and to find them at the lowest price possible and to make a profit by getting into those projects at a good time. The token price or the coin price goes up and then they make a profit, right? They sell for a profit. That's the goal. But it's so difficult these days because there's too many projects. If you're just looking at the Solana ecosystem alone, just the Solana network blockchain, you're literally seeing thousands of new projects launching every single day, every day. Now, if that's not shiny object syndrome, I don't know what is. That is the biggest problem. And that's why people are not accomplishing anything, because they don't know how to do it. Most people don't even know how to evaluate projects. So what we did is we created a safe haven, and we've done that in so many different ways. But the biggest way we've done that is we've made it so that the bigger our community gets, the stronger it gets. It's strength in numbers. And the reason why is because we have created the first ever election process for choosing a quality project in crypto history. For the first time in history, we believe that we have not only the rare combination of a way to solve a big problem, but it's the only project that's ever done what we're about to do in history. So we believe that this will solve that problem. How? Because as the community gets bigger and bigger, we know that more and more people will come in and participate in this election process. The election process works like this. There is a 3% transaction tax, whether it be buys, sells, or transfers, every time you interact with the Sosana token. Buy, sell, or transfer, there is a 3% transaction tax. And that's really important. Now, I'm like everybody else. I don't like taxes. I hate taxes. But when you guys understand what the Sosana tax is for, you're going to absolutely love the Sosana tax, because it takes the problem in the industry and it flips it around and it actually rewards the community rather than taxing the community. Because really, in reality, if you're in the Solana ecosystem and you're looking for a project, whether it's a meme coin or technology, whether it's AI or whatever it is, maybe it's a fintech product, whatever it is, if you like the idea of, wow, I can go in on the Solana network, buy this token project, sell it, and there's really no fees, almost. I mean, there's virtually no fees on the Solana blockchain. It's fast. That's the reason it's amazing. It's efficient. There's no fees, and people love that about it. But it also created a playground for bots and scammers. And the way it did it for bots is that, have you ever gone into an order flow? Like you go in and you look on whether it's Deck Screener or any of those places that show charts, and you see an order that comes in for your particular token project. Maybe you're just looking at orders and going, okay, wow, this is going good. And you see a $10,000 buyer come in. And you're all excited. Wow, someone just bought my project for 10 grand. I'm glad I got in before that guy did. And you're all excited about it, right? You're happy. And then 15 to 20 seconds later, that same wallet sells the same number of tokens for $10,050. And they just made a $50 profit in like 15 seconds. And you're scratching your head going, oh no, that ain't right. That ain't good. How did that happen? That happens because these bots get into these decentralized projects. They get onto these DEXs, right? These decentralized exchanges. They push the price up with their $10,000, and they immediately sell it for the difference, which allows them to start leaching out of the liquidity pool. Okay, they start leaching out of it. So in essence, what they're doing is they're taxing that community, and they do it over and over and over again. Well, first of all, if you have a 3% transaction tax, especially in an environment where there's almost none, right? You eliminate the bots. You make it so that those bots cannot tax your community anymore. But what we did is, yes, that taxes still the community, but it turns that around into a benefit rather than a detriment to the community. Okay? We don't want anyone coming in and lowering the price of our project by just coming in and out and making the difference, which is like 40 or 50 bucks, by buying and selling our token. So we've eliminated that problem. But what we also did with that 3% is we turned it into an incredible reward, and here's how it works. The first 1% goes to what we call as a stability wallet. And that stability wallet, its sole purpose is to aid in helping building up the liquidity of the project. So it's going to come back to the community. The purpose of it is for market making, finding ways to bolster the price of the token, which is in everybody's interest. It's 100% earmarked for that purpose. But the second reason, and it's actually 2 in 1, but the second reason is marketing. So 1/2 of 1% of that 3%, okay, actually goes towards marketing. And you can imagine the more transactions that come in, the more marketing budget, the bigger our budget's going to get so that we can actually do more marketing, which again is going to benefit the community, marketing exposure. And when we get to marketing, folks, it's going to be unbelievable what we're doing, especially in the midst of our affiliate plan, which I'm not going to get into yet. But within that same other 1%, that other 0.5% is also another mechanism I'll get into in a second that's only open to affiliates. When we launch that affiliate pay plan and you guys can participate, you're going to have access to that mechanism. And it's part of that third 1% that I like to tell you guys about. If you haven't heard of it, this is where you want to pay close attention, because what I'm about to explain to you has literally never been done in history. In the history of cryptocurrency, it's never been done. And it's what we call a voting mechanism. And we've created a reward, okay? That reward is 1% goes into what we call as a degen voter pool, like a wallet, that where the bigger the community gets, the more transactions happen, and the more that goes and drops into that degen wallet. And I'm going to tell you an amazing purpose for that. It is specifically just for rewards. It's 100% earmarked to reward the community, and here's how it works. So as I told you, there's a voting mechanism here. There's an election process, and here's how it goes. So it's 2 weeks. There's a 2-week period from beginning to end. And during that 2-week period, all the way to the second Saturday, the community is able to nominate their favorite project if they're holding at least $500 worth of Sosana tokens. So if you're holding at least $500 worth of Sosana, you can go onto the Solana network, that blockchain, look for your favorite token project, and you can nominate that project to get voted for in the election, okay? And if you win that particular election, in other words, your project receives the most votes, right now we have it where you will earn $500 more in Sosana just for winning the election, and that's really cool. And then what happens is, at that Saturday at 7 p.m., we reveal all the nominations. Now, we're only going to reveal the top 25 projects that were nominated. So this has to do with those projects that our system, it's a patented method, will reveal to the community. So just 25 projects. Remember, the goal is to solve that problem, and that is to help people do their number one objective, and that is to find quality projects. So in essence, what we're doing is we're trying to throw out the shiny objects, which get us into that place where we accomplish nothing, right? And uplift the quality projects so that we can help the community exponentially increase their chances of finding a quality project and adding that project potentially to your portfolio. Because the turtle wins the race. When it comes to investing, the turtle wins the race. Now, I need to reiterate to you guys, I've told you this many times, what I'm about to share with you is not financial advice. It is not a guarantee of income, but it is what we believe is an amazing reward system. And the way it works is whenever those nominated projects, those 25 projects are revealed to the community, okay, you're going to be able to go in, and if you're holding just $50 worth of Sosana, it's not a pay to play. You don't have to pay $50. Okay, you don't have to pay it. All you got to do is hold $50 worth of Sosana, and you can participate in the first time in history an election process that will forge those nominated projects through that election, where we believe the cream will rise to the top. Because what's everybody's goal? To find a quality project. So what are you going to do? You're going to vote for what you believe is the most quality project out of those 25 projects. Now, folks, I could stop right there. I could say that's the end. That's our utility. That's what we do. I couldn't even mention the reward, but I could stop right there, and we're already solving the number one problem in crypto. We already are doing something that nobody in crypto history has ever done to help our community exponentially increase their chances of finding quality projects. Done deal, right? Amazing. But it gets further. This is where the magic happens. Remember that degen wallet I just told you about? Remember, all the while during that 2-week process, every single transaction, whether it's a buy, sell, or transfer, 1% of that is going into that degen wallet. And it's going to be there to reward the community by buying the token that wins the election. So, for instance, let's say you go in there, we reveal it, by the way, 7 p.m. Monday. This is that 48-hour window from 7 p.m. Saturday to 7 p.m. Monday. At 7 p.m. Monday, we're going to reveal to our community the winning token, the token that received the most votes. And that winning token is going to be purchased by the degen wallet. Think about it. It's incredible, right? That degen wallet, however big it is going to take all of the funds in Solana, and it's going to go onto the decentralized exchange and buy the token that the community chose in that election. And then it's going to airdrop the people who actually voted for that token. Because remember, every voter connects their wallet to the decentralized application, the dApp, right? Votes, and everything is tracked by wallet. It's also everyone must also go through a KYC process, know your customer process, where everybody has to identify themselves and then attach their identity to that wallet. It's like crypto voter ID, right? Where we can absolutely make sure that everybody's vote counts and that everybody can only vote once so that no one could game the system. It's just ingenious. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it so that those people, when they connect their wallet and see the winner, if they voted for that, congratulations, they just won a reward. They're going to get airdropped the winning token from the degen pool. Amazing. Again, this has never been done in the history of crypto, and you can tell what's going to happen. What's going to happen over time, we believe, without making predictions, without financial advice, right? But we believe that as the community gets bigger and bigger and bigger, coming back every 2 weeks, going after election after election after election, we believe that voter pool is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can only imagine what's going to happen. I believe what's going to happen is we're going to reach what I call a tipping point. Think about it. A tipping point where that wallet is so big and the community has chosen just the right project in that election, where it's got just a small enough market cap with a really big degen wallet, like a big voter pool. You can only imagine how when it buys that token, it's going to move the price of that token. It's going to have a dramatic impact on the price of that token project, which is just amazing. Okay, this concept is just ingenious. Now think about this. That being the case, if you won, like I said, congratulations. You picked the winning token. You're going to get airdropped. And we had 2 elections in our version 1 where people were literally could hold just $50 and they received a reward of about $350 to $400 airdropped to them in the token that they voted for. Folks, for the first time in history, people had to hold just $50 and receive 7 or 8 times what the value was they were holding in a reward just for voting. And remember, it's free to vote. Okay, yes, you have to hold Sosana token, but there's no pay to play here. You don't have to pay to do it. You're not putting money into this isn't a gamble. This isn't like buying a lottery ticket or anything like that. The purpose of this is so that you can participate by just simply holding, and you just have to hold $50 worth. Now think about that, the power of that. But also there's something else that happens at the tipping point. If that voter wallet is big enough and we come in there, like the community members, they come in and they get the announcement at 7 p.m., they're going to take a look at that degen wallet. And even if they didn't win the vote, they might want to consider adding that token project to their portfolio. Why? Because they think there's going to be a dramatic impact of the price of that token. It's going to put tremendous buy pressure into it. And they believe there's an opportunity potentially, right, where they can actually buy it before that happens, which puts them into a potential opportunity, right, to make money. And that's the purpose of it. Now, we're not telling you that is a guaranteed way to make money. That's not the purpose of it. The goal, remember, is to find quality projects, to give yourself the best chance to find those projects. And every member of the community has one goal in mind. What? to vote for the most quality project because they know that that project's the one that's most likely to win the vote. You see how all that works together? You see how all that really helps solve the problem of shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished? Because now you're coming into a community where there's strength in numbers and it's helping you find those quality projects. But folks, you can only imagine what the potential is. And I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm going to do a quick screen share just to give you an idea of, what's possible with that Degen wallet. What could happen? Again, this is not financial advice. This is not a guarantee of outcome. This is just what we believe in theory will happen. What I have pulled up, and I'm going to refresh the screen because it probably hasn't been refreshed in a while. But what I have pulled up here on this screen in the coin market cap are meme coin projects. And the reason why I do that is because I want you to understand something. Each of these projects, for the most part, have absolutely no utility and no real purpose to them at all. They're just there for whether it be entertainment, maybe it's a political message, maybe it's some kind of a cult following, a funny character like Pepe. Whatever it is, it doesn't really have much of a utility. And the reason why I say that is because really, this is not a very good comparison to the potential of what Sosana is capable of. That's the reason why I want to mention it. But I also like to bring this up because, as you know, as I mentioned, Sosana actually started as a meme coin. That was the purpose of it in the beginning. But then we got together, me and David, and we finally figured out that we could solve this problem with this particular mechanism that I just explained to you guys. But let's talk about what the potential is. I'm going to scroll down here. As you can see, the very top meme coin in all of crypto, and it's number 9, and it's in number 9 in the world, is called Dogecoin. Dogecoin has no utility. Okay, as a matter of fact, it's no better technology than any other project out there, and yet it has a market cap of over 22 billion. And look at the volume that they're doing right now. And folks, most people would tell you this has been a pretty bearish market. It has done $1.4+ billion in volume in just the last 24 hours. Now think about that. But that's the number one project, right? So a lot of people might say, okay, that's possible. But let's go down the list. Let's go way down the list. Let's talk about a project that doesn't even have a market cap above 100 million. Okay, let's just go to that. Let's go to this one right here. Okay, this is Peanut the Squirrel. Peanut the Squirrel was kind of like a political coin, right? And it's entertaining, it's political, but again, no purpose. I'm going to pull that up. Its market cap is just 89 million. Very, very small market cap. I wouldn't say it's obviously successful, but it's ranked 308, okay? And yet, take a look at this in the last 24 hours. $35 million in volume. That's buys and sells combined, not just buys. That's all the volume that's come in the last 24 hours. Now let's just do a comparison. What would happen? And I want you guys to think about it. Think about what we're doing for the industry, the utility that we have. I haven't even gone into the affiliate plan and some of the things that we're about to share with you in the very near future. When we unleash that, it's going to be unbelievable. The utility behind it, you guys are going to flip out. But let's just talk about the voting mechanism, how people, in my opinion, you tell me if you guys agree with this. In my opinion, I believe that once people get a taste of this voting mechanism and this process and this election process, we think they're going to keep coming back every 2 weeks. What do you guys think? Do you think they're going to do it once and go, that wasn't very fun. I don't like rewards. I don't like being able to vote. I don't like the idea of finding quality projects in a community and us all working together on one accord and getting rewarded for it in the process. I don't like any of that stuff. I'm not going to come back in 2 weeks. I don't think very many people are going to do that. I think almost everyone is going to come back every 2 weeks and they're going to bring their friends with them. That's what we think. And that's the reason why we think that the Sosana project is going to go viral. Okay, but let's just talk about what is the potential. Well, we're looking at Peanut the Squirrel. Okay, 35 million a day right now. If we were to do the kind of volume, which means we got to a market cap in excess of 100 million or so, whatever, 80 to 100 million, and we were popular. We had a lot of people coming in, a lot of people excited, a lot of people keep looking at that Degen voter wallet all 2 week period. They're like, man, look at how big it's getting, right? And we were doing that much per day. You take that times 14, which is a 2 week process, right? And what do you have? You have $490 million. Now, what is 1% of $490 million? $4.9 million. Now, let me ask you a question. What if we grow to this level? Do you think people are going to find out about us? Do you think people are going to get excited about what this project can do? Do you think other communities that founded other token projects on the Solana network are going to want to win this election? Do you think they're going to bring their communities with them to help them win the election and tell everybody to buy $50 worth of Sosana to do that? Do you guys think that will happen? We do. We think that will happen. And if you think that will happen, I got some good news for you. You're in a really, really amazing situation right now, because we're literally sitting, we have a token supply, Sosana, right now of just 88,888,888 tokens. All right. Now, if you look at a market cap of 89 million, just like this one, okay, let's just clear that out. We've talked about the potential rewards, right? We've talked about how this could potentially move markets. I mean, if the community votes with a pool that has $4.9 million in there, and that $4.9 million pool goes out and buys the token that the community chose in that election, do you think it has a real good shot of picking a low enough market cap to make that token project go absolutely crazy and put buy pressure into their token price? Do you think their community is going to then find out about Sosana, and everybody in that community is probably going to want to know what happened? And once they find out what happened, do you think they're going to want to be a Sosana member? Do you think? What do you guys think? I'm not seeing any active action in the general chat. What do you guys think? Do you think people are going to flock to this when this mechanism is in place and it's a fine-oiled machine that's doing it on a regular basis? I hope the chat didn't get shut down again, because I'm not seeing a lot of people in there. Lori thinks 100%. Absolutely. What do you guys think? Isn't it just kind of a no-brainer? See, we see this, again, without giving financial advice and making predictions, we kind of see this as inevitable. Like, we really believe that's what's going to happen. It's going to solve a problem like no other project in crypto history. It's going to be amazing, okay? But let's talk about potential. If we have an 88 million token supply and we have an 89, well, let's just say we get to where Peanut the Squirrel, and by the way, Peanut the Squirrel has hit $2.5 billion market cap at its peak. I don't know if you guys realize that. A $2.5 billion market cap. But if we just get to an $89 million market cap, right? And folks, I want you to know this. We do not have all tokens that are in our current supply in circulation, which means when I do this number, it really pales into comparison what would really happen. Okay, but let's just say $89 million market cap. Let's divide that by the tokens that we have, right? Let's say every single token in our supply was out in circulation. This would be our price. That would put us at over $1 right now. Now, where are we sitting right now? Let's just take a look. We're at 21 cents. Okay, so if you took $1 and you divided that by 21 cents, let's do the math here. Divided by 0.21. That would be a 4.7x on your money if you were to own any Sosana tokens right now, or if you were to actually purchase any tokens right now. 4.7x. That's an amazing return, isn't it? Again, this is not making predictions. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is a guarantee. I'm just showing you if this happens, that happens. That's all I'm doing. Okay? So basically, take a look at that. Now, think about this. Think about this. Let's say we hit, because I think this is a multi-billion-dollar project in the making. I believe we are a multi-billion-dollar project in the making because we're solving the #1 problem in crypto. And I believe that everybody that comes in, I mean, can you imagine a crypto community that's more active, that wants to participate in their utility more than this particular utility? Voting, earning rewards, being there for the degen pool, potentially adding quality projects to your portfolio every 2 weeks. Do you think that most of our community will be participating in that process? Yes or no? What do you guys think? You think they're going to participate? I think almost everyone's going to participate. And they say that the crypto communities that grow the most are the ones that participate the most. And I believe that's going to be the case in Sosana, unlike any other project in history. So I believe because of that, the bigger we get, the faster we're going to grow. As a matter of fact, and I'm going to get into this in a little bit, I even think it could potentially transcend the industry. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Remember, transcend the industry. Brian, don't let me forget that part. But let's just say we get to $1 billion market cap. Okay? I don't think that's crazy. I think that's actually probable. That's just my opinion, though. I'm not making predictions. I just think it's probable. And if we had all of our tokens in supply out in circulation, all of them, we weren't holding any back, which isn't going to happen for 5 years, but let's just say it did. We're looking at a token that's $11.25 divided by 0.21 where we are now. How ridiculous is the price right now? That's a 53 times where you're at right now,
man.
if you would get a Sosana token at 21 cents. Again, not a projection, not a prediction. I'm just telling you what happens if we get there. I think we're going to get there. And I think most of the people on this call have, since they've been with us for months, we can't wait for this utility to launch because we know what's coming. And you guys believe we're going to get there too. But if you're brand new to this project, I want to tell you congratulations, because I believe that you've just found the best kept secret in cryptocurrency right now and in all of crypto. I really believe that because of what we're about to do. So just think about that. And you guys can do the math above and beyond that. I don't want to go too crazy here, but you guys already know what I believe. And that's what I believe is the potential of this particular project, just based on the voting mechanism and the reward utility that we have in place to help people solve the #1 problem in crypto, and that is shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished, which I believe. Now, I want to go ahead and bring my buddy out here, Brian, because Brian is also going to share with you guys a little bit more about how we're going to pour gas on this fire that is brewing right now. Okay, we are just smoldering right now. We're tiny. We are so insignificant right now in the market, being at 21 cents. It is absurd, absolutely absurd. But we are going to pour gas on the fire of what I just told you. When we launch these mechanisms, that's going to be the fire. This is how we're going to pour gas on the fire. Brian, I'm going to let you just take it from here.
Well, before I do that, man, let me just say, incredible job. And I do want you to just tell people, because I don't want you to forget, and I want to play off of it, is how we're going to transcend the industry.
There you go.
That's too much of a cliffhanger. So
Thank you for reminding me.
how we're going to transcend the industry.
Yep,
and then we can talk about gasoline on the fire, man.
Yes. So let's go to the coin market cap. As you know, Bitcoin is #1, right? So Bitcoin is the top cryptocurrency project in history. It's also the first crypto project in history. Let me make sure I share that. Okay, can you guys see that okay?
It's coming up. Yep.
Okay, so this is Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, as you can see, has a price of $92,722. And a lot of people would have been absolutely shocked if you would have told them like 10 years ago when they were, what, $100 or whatever it was. I don't know what they were at. Well, 10 years ago, maybe they were just over, I think it was around 1,500 maybe. If you would have told them that in 10 years, now some people were predicting it, but most people wouldn't have believed it, right? And yet, if you look at the Bitcoin market, just take a look at it. It's heading back up just recently. If we just look at the last week, we've seen a tremendous dip and then back up, right? So it's bouncing off of that bottom floor right here. It's starting to bounce. That's a good thing to have, because it means the whole market is beginning to get bullish again. Why is it important for most people in crypto that Bitcoin is in a bull market? Because as Bitcoin goes, so goes the rest of crypto. Let me repeat that. For those of you who may not realize it, as Bitcoin goes, so goes all of crypto. Do you know that the price of every token project, with a few exceptions, but in the long run with no exceptions, will follow what Bitcoin is doing? So if Bitcoin's bullish, the rest of the market's bullish. If Bitcoin's bearish, the rest of the market's bearish. Well, let me tell you something. It is my opinion that the Sosana project, based on its utility and its purpose, being the first time in history, folks, we are so much more than just a token. Because when you come into any cryptocurrency project, I don't care if it's Bitcoin or Doge or all the way down to your favorite one that just launched yesterday, every single one of those projects, your #1 goal in mind is to buy low and sell high for a profit, to buy that project at the lowest price possible and sell it at the highest price possible and make as much money as you can. That is your #1 goal in every project without exceptions, except not with Sosana. You know why? Because you get to participate every 2 weeks in a voting mechanism, a voting process where you and the community come together and you're going to try to choose the most valuable, most quality project you can possibly choose every 2 weeks. And you're going to get rewarded for doing it. So let me ask you this question. If Bitcoin goes down 20%, do you think people are just going to walk away from that voting mechanism? Do you think they're going to decide, nah, I really don't want to vote and earn rewards anymore because Bitcoin just went down 20%? What do you guys think? Do you think that's going to happen? I don't think that's going to happen. Now, will our price fluctuate up and down? Yes, it absolutely will. But I also believe that we could see a tremendous market for Sosana, even in a bear market. Why? Because there's always new projects coming out. And every 2 weeks, everyone's going to want to participate in that election process where we forge those nominations to the top. And the top one wins, we hope, is the most quality project there. And we're going to reveal that winner every 2 weeks, which thus creates the synergy I just explained to you earlier and what's possible. So why would people leave Sosana and not be a part of that amazing process, not want to continue to have access to some of what we believe will be the greatest rewards in crypto history for their community for so little, holding $50 in Sosana? Why would someone go, now I don't want to hold my $50 in Sosana anymore because Bitcoin went down 30%? I don't think so. I think they're going to want to continue to come back over and over and over. And guess who else is going to keep coming? New communities, new token projects. The whole industry is going to find out about us. And I don't see why we care about what Bitcoin's doing. And that's the reason I believe, in theory, because we can't, it's not a prediction. I'm just telling you what I believe. Not a guarantee, not financial advice. But what I will tell you is we firmly believe that because of that, it's going to transcend the industry. Back to you, Brian.
Awesome, man. Excellent explanation. And I'm just going to start off by saying this. A lot of people, they've said to me, why do you guys say it so many times? You said so many times, this is your belief. You can't make financial guarantees. I said, because we have attorneys, and our attorneys want to make sure that we are always doing everything above board, and that we're not making guarantees. So I'm going to tell you guys up front, right? Everything I say right now is my opinion, right? It's what we believe. It is not a financial guarantee. So please take it as such. Please do your own research. But what I want to kind of dive into just a few things, because I invite people. I love when Mark shows the charts and the graphs and he says, man, it did this amount of this and it did this amount of that. But I would invite everybody, if you've never done this, to go onto an exchange and maybe open up, let's say, Bitcoin, and actually look at the buying and selling of Bitcoin. And you will see that there could be 10, 30, 40, 60, 70, 80 transactions happening every single second. It's buying, it's selling, it's buying, it's selling, it's buying, it's selling. Right as you're seeing a big buy, there's somebody else making a big sell. It's going on every second of every single day, 7 days a week. And here's what I will tell you. The vast majority of those people, and Bitcoin's just one token, right? It's all the tokens that's happening. The vast majority of those people, all they're doing is guessing. That's all they're doing. They're sitting there and they're saying to themselves, I hope I'm getting in at the right time, which means at some point in time in the future, a minute from now, a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, whatever their individual strategy is, it's going to be at a higher price, and I can sell it at that higher price and I can make a profit. That's it. And they're just guessing. They have no clue, no idea what actually makes a market go up or down, why tokens go higher, go lower, why some are successful, some are not successful. So they're just guessing because they know that if they guess right, it's like guessing the right lottery numbers for a lot of people, they can become wealthy. And that's what they're doing, but they're still just guessing. But what if they had the opportunity to take a lot of the guesswork out of it and be about as close to knowing as you could ever be? And that's what we're talking about with gasoline on the fire, because, that's what people were really looking for. If you came to somebody and said, hey, what if every 2 weeks you could know, you could have a really, really solid idea that there was a token, perhaps potentially a token you've never even heard of before, but it doesn't matter, right? But there was a token where there was a really solid chance that the price was going to potentially go up, and you knew exactly when that was going to happen. Could you monetize that information? Could you do that, right? And of course they could. Of course they would get excited about that if they understood how it works. And guys, this is the gasoline. Because Mark talked about it. He talked about the taxes. We take them out. We got that 1% in the DGen wallet. And every single 2 weeks, there's going to be a vote. And whoever won, let's say there's $100,000 in the DGen voter wallet. 100 people vote for the right token, for token XYZ, what we're going to do with that $100,000 is we're going to buy $100,000 worth of XYZ token and then evenly distribute it to those 100 people. So in that example, all 100 of those people would get $1,000 worth of XYZ token. Congratulations to them. Now, that is awesome on its own and on its face. But here's the other part, the little subtle part that is the game changer that has us believing that everyone's going to flock to this, not just because they want to participate and win the vote. If they win the vote, that's awesome. But even if they lose the vote, they don't lose. Here's why. We're going to announce on those Mondays every 2 weeks who the winner, what token won, and how much money is in the DGen voter wallet. Every 2 weeks, we will announce out to the community, to every single person in our community holding $50 or more. They will get an announcement at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. Hey, XYZ token is the winner. And therefore, if you voted for XYZ token, congrats to you. We have $100,000 in our DGen voter wallet in this particular cycle. And at 8:00 in 1 hour, we're going to buy $100,000 worth of XYZ token to distribute to those 100 lucky winners. Think about what I just said. You are going to know 1 hour in advance about a huge purchase going into a potentially small cap, maybe even small liquidity pool token. Now, if you don't know a lot about crypto, that's okay. But it's really, if you go into the granular detail, cryptocurrency can be very, very difficult to understand. It can take some time. You're going to want to get some education. Hey, you've come to the right place, because that's what we're going to become known for, is an education hub for people trying to learn about cryptocurrency and how to evaluate real and true projects so they can become better at investing in it. But here's what I want you to know. Let's just talk about some basics. More money going into a crypto token tends to push the price up. More money coming out of a crypto token tends to pull the price down, right? That's crypto 101. That's about as basic as you can get. So if you know that you've got this token and there's about to be $100,000 purchase into that token, and you know that an hour before it happens, what do you think you might want to do? And as you're thinking about what you think you might want to do, how do you think the average person would answer that question? Chances are the same exact way that you would answer that question. They would want to position themselves in front of that big buy. So now you start thinking about this for a moment, and you start thinking about a Sosana community. Let's say it's a couple of thousand people, and we have our first vote, and we know 1 hour in advance, hey, we've got this amount in the DGen voter wallet, and we're going to go buy this token in 1 hour. And you've got a couple of thousand people armed with that information. Those people are probably going to go and do the same exact thing that you're going to do, which is they're going to buy that token to position themselves in front of that big buy. Now, while they're buying that token, the process of them buying that token, again, can't make guarantees, but a whole bunch of people buying a token in a compressed period of time, very likely to push up the price of a token. And then at 8:00, boom, nuclear bomb hits, $100,000 purchase in my example, very likely to push it up even further. That's very exciting for people who got it at one price, and 1 hour later, they're seeing it at a much higher price. Now they can make some decisions. Maybe they want to just hold it and keep it going because it's a great project. Maybe they want to take some profits out to cover what they put in and then hold the rest. Whatever, that's going to be your decision, but you are going to be able to make that decision every 2 weeks, over and over and over again. And as more and more people hear about that, do you think they're going to say, oh, I would never want to be a part of that? Or do you think they're going to do what Mark just said? They're going to want to come in and be a part of this as well. So the more people that become a part of this, the more people that have to buy Sosana tokens so they can nominate or they can vote and hold those tokens, that's going to continue to push buy pressure into the price of Sosana's tokens, which can take that price up, right? So those tokens that you're holding already become more valuable potentially, right? If the price is going up. But on top of that, as more and more people are coming in, that degen voter wallet gets bigger and bigger and bigger, day after day, week after week, month after month. And eventually you get to a point where you're not talking about a $10,000 buy or a $50,000 buy or a $100,000 buy, but just the example Mark just showed, $1 million buys, multi-million dollar buys. And I'll tell you something, if you know about a $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 million purchase coming on a token 1 hour in advance, it almost doesn't matter how big that token is, what the market cap is, whatever. Several $1 million as a purchase happening is going to move the price of a token pretty significantly in almost every single case. And you have that information every 2 weeks. Most people would kill to have that information just one time in their life. And every member of Sosana that holds $50 or more Sosana tokens in their wallet, they're going to get that information every 2 weeks for the rest of their lives. That's a game changer. That's truly a game changer. And if that's not enough of a game changer for you, consider this. As those people that you're telling about this and they're getting excited about it and saying, oh my God, I got to be a part of that. And they want to come become a part of it. Because of affiliate program that we set up, you're going to be able to enroll them as affiliates where they can actually plug in, they can get education, they can get extra benefits, they can get additional things we're going to provide in the future. And when they enroll as an affiliate, they're going to buy in as an affiliate utilizing Sosana tokens, and you're going to earn a commission when they do that in Sosana tokens. So you'll build your Sosana tokens holdings, right? As the price is potentially starting to get, positive price pressure, pushing it up and up and up, you're going to build that and still be in position every couple of weeks to put yourself in the position to win. Guys, I heard something and I thought it was so profound that I said, I gotta share this with the team. It's, and here's how it works. When you're born, you're going to look like your parents, but when you die, you're going to look like your decisions. And I'm telling you right now, the people who are making the decision to be a part of this project today, the people who make decisions to go out and share this with as many people as they can, the people who will make the decision to be a part of Sosana in the future, they're going to be looking really, really good and really, really smart, because we believe they're going to be in a position to live their dream lifestyles potentially because of their involvement with Sosana and their involvement with the projects that as a team, as a group, as a community, through this process of crowdsourced intelligence, that we go out and identify potentially some of the best, most prosperous projects that are ever going to exist on the Solana blockchain and eventually beyond as we become blockchain agnostic. And we identify them as a community collectively first. We get involved in those projects first, and we take the ride. So we're not doing what everyone else is doing, which is just throwing darts at a dartboard with a blindfold, with the dartboard not even on the wall. You have an opportunity to be a part of something that is incredible. You have an opportunity to take a ride with us. You have an opportunity to be rewarded simply by sharing this incredible opportunity with other people. And you have the opportunity to be first. Those are some incredible decisions that you can make. And if you're going to look like your decisions, those are the decisions that you want to really take seriously when you're considering how you want to set yourself up financially for the future. So with that said, Mark, I'm going to throw it back to you.
Awesome job, brother. I appreciate it. Professor, I'm going to give we've got just a few minutes left. I want to give anybody the opportunity, like the professor, like Keith, like anybody that wants to come out and just kind of share maybe their testimony about what you think about Sosana and why you're here. If you want to come out, share that with us.
Mark, when I hear you today again, and the chart you put up there, and I hear Brian again, man, if it takes us to next year this time, I'm good.
I'm not. I gotta have it as soon as possible, folks.
Yeah, I don't want to wait another year. I don't mind waiting.
And I appreciate your sentiment, Professor, because what you're saying is good things come to those who wait. You know what? we've been being sifted and sorted. And what I mean by that is that over time, we know we've had hundreds of people on this call, and we've got 60 people on this call. And to me, it's like we're being sifted and sorted by time. People are like, let me know when it's ready. And then when it's ready, I'm just going to run. But those of you that keep showing up every Monday through Thursday, pretty much, most of you, I love you guys. I won't forget you guys. I'm always going to remember you. And you guys are the ones that mean right now. And I'm not saying everybody else isn't important. I'm just saying you guys mean the most to me because you keep showing up. You keep supporting us. And where would we be without you guys? And when this thing launches, you guys are going to be the most successful, in my opinion. You guys are here. Not only are you early, but you're the most informed. You're the most prepared. And I think whenever everything starts to happen, you guys are going to benefit the most. So I just want to kind of, in a way, I want to thank everyone for coming out like that. And especially you, Professor. Keith, you're also out there. If you want to share, I'm just going to give you a chance. I don't know if you want to. If you do, great. If you don't, that's okay. If you're able to. And anybody else that wants to be unmuted. If there's anybody that wants to unmute themselves, just say so in the Telegram and I'll unmute you right now. And then we'll close the call. Anybody? Going once. You guys are so shy. You guys should come out and share if you want. Or if you have any questions, I'm going to open it up for maybe just a couple questions before we end because we're getting close to the hour. Israel wants to share. Okay, Israel, hold on a second, buddy. Go for it, Israel. I've just unmuted you.
I just want to share that just the fact that we're having so many imitators out there's so many people and scammers, I guess, unfortunately, better for worse. That means that this is getting so much attention.
Traction. Well, I can barely hear you, but I think what your point is that we're starting to get traction. It's obvious, right?
Yes, so
attention.
Much traction.
Yeah.
Yes, attention. Yeah. That's definitely a good sign. It's a lot.
It's not fun, but it's a good sign. Yep. It's a good point.
That's an indicator. Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
That's an indicator of that we're on something big because of everything that's been happening so far.
Yep, absolutely. Appreciate you sharing that. Anybody else? And we love having you, Pip. You feel grateful to be here. We feel grateful to have you. Awesome. Well, listen, guys, I hope you guys appreciated this. I want you guys to share this because I think this particular overview, I think it went over pretty well, and I hope that you guys will take this and share it. I know I'm going to start sharing it because I feel like we were hitting on a lot of really good points tonight. Brian, as usual, did an incredible job. And I just want to thank everybody for coming on this call tonight. I will be gone tomorrow night, but Brian will take over. We will see again from one day to the next where we're at. But God bless everyone. You guys have a great night tonight, and we will see you on the next call.